In the NBA, there are a lot of times where very successful teams go through a lot of slumps, but these slumps either make or break the team. Last year, the Denver Nuggets were playing pretty mediocre near the end of the season, but turned it up a notch during the playoffs and won a championship. And when we look at the Clippers, they have gone through some losing streaks at the start of the season, but they used that to really fuel themselves and learn. And recently, they lost 2 big games against the Sacramento Kings and that Lakers game where LeBron James absolutely dominated them. LeBron is doing insane things at that age. And after those 2 big losses, the Clippers went on a 3-1 run in the last 4 games and got a huge victory against the Houston Rockets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down how the Clippers practically proved everybody wrong, and in addition to that, we'll be looking at the 2 standout players on the Clippers that really move the needle when it comes to winning. So make sure you guys hit that like and sub button, and let's get right on to the first standout player and the reason why the Clippers are winning, and that is Kawhi Leonard. It's kind of funny how every single year the media forgets about Kawhi Leonard. This guy is one of the most dominant players in playoff history. Let me give you guys a little bit of a reminder here. From 2017 to current day right now, Kawhi Leonard has been insane in the playoffs and has been averaging 30 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, while shooting 40% from the three-pointer and 64% true shooting. This dude is insane in the playoffs, and as long as Kawhi is leading a team, I'm always confident. And even with the Toronto Raptors when he won the championship, he would continuously drain clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot. And that's a player you need on your squad. And even in the most recent win against the Houston Rockets, Kawhi Leonard turned up in the clutch. Over here, he gets Dillon Brooks to jump on a pump fake, then drives into the paint to attract 3 defenders, but it gets crazier. Because when we pause it, he looks like he's gonna pass the ball to Norman Powell for a wide open 3-pointer, but instead he does a no-look pass to Paul George, and Paul George laces the 3-pointer. And then after that play, there's 2 minutes left of the game, and the Clippers are only up by 2 points. So what does Kawhi Leonard do? He does what he always does. He's gonna get the defender to sleep with his through-the-leg moves and instantly go into a pull-up mid-range and hit an and-one mid-range shot to give the Clippers a very nice cushion and ultimately getting the victory against the Rockets. This is the type of play that some people tend to forget. In this game against the Rockets, Kawhi Leonard dropped 28 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 61% from the field and 70% true shooting. This dude is not real. But let's take our attention off the regular season for a second and go back into the playoffs and really analyze Kawhi Leonard here. When we think of 40-point games in playoff history, that's something only a little bit of players can say they did. That's a very big flex. And well, when we look at a leaderboard of the most 40-point games in the playoffs by active players right now, Kawhi Leonard has 5. That's insane. And to be honest, I could really see this number going up to 7 or even 8 this season. Kawhi is just virtually unguardable. Over here, Dillon Brooks comes to double him, but Kawhi doesn't even break a sweat and just does a dribble to the left and a step back for a very easy mid-range shot. But the crazy thing is that even when you double Kawhi Leonard, he has that skill of playmaking that a lot of people take for granted. Nobody thinks of Kawhi as a playmaker in his career, but he is very underrated in that aspect of his game, and he's going to make you pay over here as you double him, and he's going to kick it out in the corner. And I think that this season with the Clippers, Kawhi has been very keen on getting his playmaking game way better than it was, as now he's playing with 3 superstar players, and he's only had 2 triple-doubles in his career, and 1 comes this season with the Clippers. But enough of the Kawhi Leonard talk, we have to focus on probably one of the most important players on the Clippers right now, and he's the reason for their success right now, and this is Norman Powell. You got NBA legends like Charles Barkley saying that Norman Powell is the best 6th man in the NBA right now. That is insane. But what makes Powell so special is that he has the ability to knock down big 3-pointers when they matter. And in the last 6 games with the LA Clippers, Powell has been on an absolute tear, averaging 14.3 points per game, 3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.2 steals while shooting 45% from 3. And the crazy part is this 45% from 3 stat alone is impressive. But if I tell you, he's averaging 7 3-point attempts a game. So he's letting that ball fly and his percentages are going up at the same time, which is crazy. But one tough loss for the Clippers right now is the injury to Russell Westbrook. Although a lot of people think that he isn't playing the best basketball this season, he's playing almost perfectly in his role. Whether his jump shot's not going down, he's going to find a way to impact the game on the playmaking side of things. And I talked about this in my other video where I talked about how the Clippers basically revived Westbrook's career. Westbrook went from being slandered with the Lakers to now playing his role perfectly in a non-toxic environment. So basically, Russell Westbrook's ability to sacrifice is something a lot of people didn't think he would do. A lot of people would think that Russell Westbrook is a player that would stat pad and try to get triple doubles, but he's far from that. He is going on the bench and he's doing his thing. But let me give you a stat that really changes your mind about Westbrook. In the regular season, there was a game where Ty Lue played Russell Westbrook his usual 18 minutes per game. And obviously Kawhi, James Harden would play their 28 plus minutes a night. But get this, in that game, Russell Westbrook was the only player with a positive plus minus while only playing 18 minutes. But there's one reason why I love this Clippers team to be one of the favorites to make the conference finals in the West, and this is because of their current mindset. I love the leaders they have in Kawhi Leonard, who's very experienced in winning championships, and especially Paul George, who had a message for the teams in the NBA that want to win games in the playoffs and creating those good habits in the last 25 games of the season so you go far in the playoffs.
Of the game, all of that stuff is the real important stuff that we want to be doing at a high level, more so than you know where we see. But obviously if we're doing all of that, we're going to win games. It's like really literally one game at a time. That's the approach we got to have, because that's the approach in the playoffs.
Right.
It's 16 wins for a championship. That's all it takes. Let's get one win. We get one win. Let's get one more win. Now we got 2 wins.
Playoff teams need to have this mindset and being hungry to get these wins, and even if it's one day at a time. With the loss of Russell Westbrook coming off the bench, the Clippers need to find a new source of energy to help boost them, and they've been finding that so far with Norman Powell, and let's see how this Clippers team makes out in these last couple of games. If you guys could do me a favor though, is hit that like button, gets the video out to many more people, and that subscribe button. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.